Why are there so many controversies when it comes to weight loss?
And on we'll go.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for yet another beautiful video, and today we're going to be dealing with a nutrition topic. This is not something new. I have spoken on matters to deal with weight gain before and weight loss. But if you're here for the first time, karibu sana to the House of E. I hope you get to grace us with your button, subscribe, and be a member of this family. So yes, and again, if you're new, of course, you do not know that I'm a certified nutritionist. Yeah, and this is why I'm pouring out my knowledge, what I have or whatever I used on myself, since I used to be obese at one time, and I got to work on myself without majorly going out there, like to the gym without like external help, if that makes sense. Like, I relied on my own knowledge and I had to apply the discipline that comes from food and all that in order to achieve my desired weight. Yes, my body mass index, my desired weight. So, and I have said this story before, it's not new, but today we're going to be speaking on just 3 simple things that will help you to really lose weight easily. I know when it comes to these, there have been so many said stuff about weight. There are so many nutritionists out there, or fitness experts, and everyone has a different story. But if you get to listen to most of them, it always rely on food. But today, I'm going to be giving you these 3 points backwards. I mean, I'm not going to be beginning with food. That's going to come last. So yeah, beside from food, now I have 2 more. And I really hope that you get to listen to this. If it makes sense, please listen, because it's something that can help you in the long run. You do not have to go to the gym. You do not have to do extra. You do not have to, you don't have to just go out of normalcy, if that makes sense. It's just something so simple that you can apply on your day-to-day basis, and I assure you, you're going to see results in as fast as 1 month. Yep, 1 month or 2 weeks even. You guys, we have the notion that weight gain happens to be faster. Like, you can gain weight in a span of a minute. You can gain weight like so quickly, but when it comes to losing it, it tends to be difficult than you think, which is true. Yes, I have been in those shoes. I have been obese. For everyone that knows me, I almost hit 200 pounds. Yep, I almost hit 200 pounds before. I think I even did. Like, I was so huge. I used to be weighing 96, 97 kilos. So if you convert that to pounds, you will see it's almost all close to 200 pounds. And I got to work on myself. So without further much ado, I know when you're listening to this, you're like, please stop talking and go to the points. If you were looking like forward to listen to what I'm saying, please, I hope you get to like these, and you can share it with someone like who's struggling with these matters that concern weight. So number 1 is fasting. Yeah, I feel like I really needed to share the benefits of fasting with you. And before we even go to the benefits, I'm so sure you know there are different types of fasting, and the most common is the religious fasting. We all know, you have to fast food for some time. You have to restrict yourself from food intake in order to connect with God, for your spiritual building, to connect spiritually, like to build yourself, your connection with God, and all that. We all know what that entails. And I once got to listen to someone that said, you can fast even if you do not need to pray, even if you do not want to pray. You can fast, just leave food for some time, because the benefits that your body gets, from restricting food for a certain period of time, you guys, they are immense. Like, they are so big. There is intermittent fasting, where you get to restrict yourself from food for a certain amount of time. And nowadays, we thank God for technology. We have the apps where you get to calculate the amount of time you need to like avoid food for, and it even shows you how much calories you get to exhaust during this period of fasting. And so other forms of fasting, like the water fasting, juice fasting, all those, they are partial fasting in general. But one thing they all have in common, not one but many things that they bring out, the benefits to the body, are many, and that is what I needed to share with you. So gonna put my work like on this side. So I hope you really get to try this, and you will see the amount of benefits you're going to get. When I first began my weight loss journey, when I felt so drawn in to the weight loss and all that, the first thing that I did, I began intermittent fasting. That was the first thing I ever did. I do not know whether I have shared that before, but the first thing that I did was intermittent fasting, where I would rely on one meal in a day, and I would eat strictly like at 2 o'clock, 2 in the afternoon, and I would not consume anything else till the next day, 2 o'clock. Yes, that was the first week when I began. I'm getting a headache. I don't know why. I'm probably dehydrated. Sorry for that. I guess the winds just blew my back door. But as I was saying, the first week when I began my weight loss journey, I would rely on only one meal. And as you see, the amount of hours in between feeding and not feeding would really count, because my body would have the time to exhaust the toxins and do what it's supposed to do during that time. So you guys, and I really benefited from that. And now I think you should know the benefits. Benefit number one is blood sugar control, whereby we get to reduce the insulin resistance. If you give your body some time without digesting food, without eating anything, we all know that whenever food is absorbed into the body, it's obviously digested and converted to glucose, right? And so what happens, you just keep on consuming food every time you consume like so much blood sugar, to a point where your insulin starts resisting its ability to fight the blood sugars as it's supposed to like absorb the sugars as it's supposed to. So in case you've no idea, like, the insulin resistance is whereby the cells stop responding to insulin in the body. And so if you give yourself some time from food, so the insulin itself, it will start doing the work it's supposed to do the right way. It's going to use the sugars that you have in your body, the stored glucose in your body, meaning you're going to use the energy that has been stored up in your body. And it is why I also motivate you, even if you think that, if you cannot do the religious fasting, if you cannot pray, if you don't want to connect with God, if you are not like more into spirituality, please at least just fast, leave food for some time. But if you do know the benefits of turning to God when you're not relying on food, you will understand what I'm saying. From my own experience, I think it's the most beautiful thing that ever works on my body. Whenever I just put food to stop and focus to my spiritual growth, I am telling you, once I am done with my fasting, it just feels like something in my body has been lifted up. I am not lying. I honestly do value fasting, and I think I would really motivate you guys to try this. when you just, oh, how do I put this? When you like leave food for some time and you invest your time to God, there are so many things that can happen in your body, all the toxins that are getting rid, not even if like we do not have to uh dwell on the spiritual part, you know, there are so many things that it can do to your body. Remember, all the energies that you've stored in your body, it will really help you. Like, you're okay. That was. I'm getting lost because I feel like I want to dwell on the spiritual part more. But since we're speaking about calories, we will do about the spirituality some other day. But just so you know, religious fasting, if you're doing it for God, it would be the best thing you could ever do to God and to your body in general. Yeah. Another benefit of fasting, it is weight loss. Obviously, this comes because you're limiting your calorie intake, which will help you boost your metabolism. You know, there are people that tend to have like a slow metabolism, and others seem to have a higher metabolism rate. So when you're fasting, your body will have the time to burn the calories you've been storing up. Every time you consume food, those are calories, and if you do not like do anything like exercise, or if you do not dwell on any other thing that helps you burn your calories, then fasting will do that for you. You don't have to do anything, you just don't have to eat. It's that simple. Avoid food for some time and you will see you're going to burn calories like crazy. On a normal day-to-day basis, a female can we need 1500 to 2500 calories. I'm so sure if I'm not wrong. And for men, they require 2000 to 3000 calories in a day, like to survive, you know, depending on the works that we do. And now this is why I said in my other previous video about calories, you know, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, you really do not need to build up so much calories in your body if you do not have any way to exhaust them. So during fasting, now this is what I wanted to bring out. If you require 2000 at most calories to survive in a day, that's what I needed now for you to understand. And during fasting, you consume none of those. So you've consumed 0 calories, but your body still needs energy, you get. So where are these 2500 calories going to come from, or 2000, or whatever amount of calories you consume in a day? They are going to come from your built energy in the body, you know, the glucose that is stored in your body. That is now the calories that are going to be burnt, and you will find yourself losing weight. Point number 3, decreased levels of inflammation. This is compared to the heart diseases, not the heart diseases in general, but the whole ability of your body to fight diseases will increase, because as I said, foods also have, you know, just so much sugar, and once it's used in your body, it's just like, just imagine now, what example do I use? I'm looking for something like a picture perfect kind of an example, and none is creeping in my mind. But just imagine if you had like a bottle. Yes, let me say, if you have this bottle where you go every time to buy milk with, for those that, you know, go to buy milk from an ATM dispenser, ATM dispenser, from a milk dispenser. Yes, it's red. It's the same thing, right? So every day you use the same bottle and you do not have the bottle brush. So there are fats that get, you know, in the body. They're those fats that accumulate in the bottle, and with time they get to build up and they turn to be like pigments in the bottle that are not washable. But at the moment you find that perfect bottle brush and you get to cleanse your bottle, it's left like sparkling clean. So it's the same thing I am trying to show you. Why am I doing that with my hands? It's the same thing I am trying to bring in mind. It's just an example, but it's the same thing that happens with your body. If you fast without eating for some time, you're giving your body to like cleanse itself so your cells are able to fight diseases as they should, therefore decreasing the disorders, the lifestyle disorders that come along, like being obese, just so many things like heart failure, all these lifestyle diseases. I don't have to go like point to point, like, to name them. And then another benefit of fasting is better heart health. That is, it improves blood pressure by lowering like your cholesterol levels. It's basically the same point as what I was saying, like it helps like fight the heart diseases. Your body is able to burn all these fats that are stored in your body. So majorly, try fasting if you do not like any other form of exercising or any other way to burn calories. I think this would be the perfect thing for you to do. If you feel like exercising is too difficult, then try fasting and you will have yourself to thank you for. And I'm sorry guys for the background noise. It's taken me this long to realize it's on a Sunday and most of the kids are home and playing down by the stairs. So if you feel any background noise, I'm really sorry for that. I'm trying to rush so that we can finish before people start playing music. Point number 2, majorly, it's derived from my last point. Yeah, from fasting. So the second one is exercise. This is something many of you do not like doing. To all the friends that have reached out to me in matters regarding exercises, in matters regarding weight loss, the moment I just tend to mention exercises, their moods, I think most of them feel like, no, that's not for me. So how do you expect your body to burn calories if you do not move or if you're not active? You people, for many of us who have a sedentary lifestyle, for many of us who stay at home, this would be the ideal thing to do. Exercising, it's just good to make sure your body gets some movement. You don't have to hit the gym if you feel like it's too difficult for you. I am a witness. I've never ever been to the gym at all. And I can say I've tried for 4 years now, counting, to make sure that my body maintains the kind of weight I am at currently, my BMI. I have tried and I really thank God for the discipline, because I thought like why should I hit the gym if I know I will pay for the gym this month, the next month I'll probably not be able to pay for it, or like I will not feel like visiting the gym every day. And there were so many things to consider, which I think I will at some time, but I wanted to make sure that the discipline that I have begins from my home, from my house, which is, I have a discipline. How many times do I get to mention the discipline? I have a routine which is on how I work out in a week. I have like a number of days, maximum of 4, even 5 if I have the mood, but at most I do 4 in a week. That is, I can do 2 days, break, then 2 days, and then the weekend, and then I get to repeat all over again. So I chose to break my days to alternate the way that if today I get to expend energy and tomorrow I also get to do something else, then I get to rest eventually, like on the 3rd day. And by exercising, I mean you can do a variety of exercises. You just don't have to do aerobics, you just don't have to do yoga, you just don't have to do Pilates. You can go for swimming, you can go for hiking, you can go for a walk. All these are exercises, you people. You can do something that makes your energy burn. Make that sweat count. I really do love it whenever I work out, and in case I do not work out as I intend to, I will not lie to you, the guilt that I feel in those days. Yeah, I really tend to feel guilty, but you shouldn't. Right now I got used to my routine. I got used to the ways that I keep to apply. Like, I'm going to give you an example. So on a Monday, if I choose on a Monday I am doing aerobics, then I will do something different on Tuesday. And then if I break on Wednesday, I will do something else different on Thursday and Friday or Saturday. So this means if I do aerobics, the next day I can choose to do Zumba, which is a very great form of weight loss. It's dance, technically dance with exercises. You know that? Yes. And I get to stream my exercises from YouTube from various fitness experts. I have mentioned before Emmy Wong, Chloe Ting. I call Chloe Ting a punisher. Someday when I get famous, I'm hoping Chloe Ting will get to hear this. I call her Panisha whenever I am exercising using her. Whenever I'm streaming, like using her exercises, whoa, I will not lie to you. I really, but I have to give it all in so that, I can be proud of myself in the long run. But Chloe Ting, she's a good one. You can check her out. Among others, Mr. London. Whoa. All these are fitness experts, you guys. I use their help now. I use their exercises. And it's how I incorporate that from day to day in. And I am learning to do different things. And very soon I'm going to make sure swimming is part of my exercise. And also hiking if we get there. Yeah, so do something. Burning calories will help you. Even dancing is an exercise, it's a great one. You can burn a lot of calories by just dancing, even for 30 minutes to 1 hour maximum. Yep, I hope you get something from that. And to the last one, of course, the last point has to be food. And I have spoken so many times about food, I feel like I will never ever be in a position to exhaust everything that I can speak about food, because we live by food. We live to eat, or do we eat to live? We definitely eat to live. So then this is where many of us go wrong. You live to eat. As much as that sounds so real, it is true. It is true. Most of us, I think, they have no ability to limit whatever they eat, whatever they consume. And I said this in another video. Anyone can be able to control, anyone can manage an hour at the gym, but how many of you can control what gets in your mouth for the rest of the 23 hours in a day? Exactly. So when it comes to food, what I needed to speak about today is portion control. This is where most of us have a problem, like you do not know how to serve yourself the right amount of portions. Like, do you know there is a certain amount of carbohydrates you're supposed to have in a day? There's a certain amount of protein you should consume, and vitamins and so forth. This is why if you tend to rely on probably carbohydrates alone and leave out proteins or vitamins, then you're going to mess up. And even the vice versa. Everything is useful in the body. I know many of us, not many of us, but many blogs that I have read, or many people out there, basically, let me say this, many people try to demonize carbohydrates. I too, for once, have done that before, where we think leaving out carbohydrates, it's the real thing if you want to lose weight, blah, 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 which is actually not so true. You need carbohydrates for the energy in your body, which is to why I am insisting on portion control. Everything is useful. You cannot have one and leave out the other. Everything that has an advantage also has a disadvantage. If you leave out carbohydrates, then you're going to suffer, because otherwise, unless you have a way that you're going to get your energy to the body, we need these foods to survive. They're all essential, and you just have to check on how you consume them. How you serve in a plate matters a lot. And as I said some time back, if you were beginning your journey to weight loss, you can begin it as a simple step, by a simple step, like the plates that you use. I love the big dinner plates. That is because I got used to this discipline and I know how to work my way through food. But for you, if you're a beginner, try using a small plate. It's going to help you minimize the portions that you consume. I know it sounds crazy, but it really works because some people cannot be able to limit what they consume given to a plate. Like, let's be realistic. If you give a plate, like let's say in a wedding, you're given a big plate or a small plate, which one will you go for? You'll definitely go for the big plate because you'll be able to serve each and everything from the buffet table, right? But now, in your homes, if you choose to use a smaller plate, you can be able to portion your food into the right sizes, into the right amounts, that are allowed. So when it comes to foods like carbohydrates, you can always choose to go like on an average size. Like for us Kenyans, just to be realistic, when it comes to a usual meal like sukuma, ugali, and the beef, what do you tend to eat more? Just be honest. We consume ugali more than we consume the greens and the protein, which is safe to say. Carbohydrates are the most affordable foods for everyone, and it's where you get most people tend to eat them more than every other food. I totally get that. I myself, I know, saying this as a Kenyan, with all due respect, I know not everyone can be able to afford like the keto lifestyle. These things are not for everyone, but you can choose to have your own way through food and it will work. It's not like I also like afford that lifestyle. It's not like I practice that every day, but I have my own way of playing around with food to make what I eat healthy in a day. So portion control. So if you reverse the amount of ugali you eat and make at least the greens to be more and the proteins to be adequate, not too much, because meat, if you're choosing to eat your protein from meat, you realize that meat also has fats. You don't need to consume that each and every time unless you're also consuming plant-based protein. And I say that again, like the beans, legumes, all those you can choose to have like as many of them because they also have carbohydrates. But when it comes to meat, not so much. I remember in school we used to our lecturer used to use a matchbox as an example. Out of the size of a matchbox, like 3 of those are the amount of meat you can consume, which doesn't make sense because I know most of us cannot do that. If there's meat, we will eat it, especially chicken. Don't tell me about portion control when it comes to chicken. All right, it's not like I eat a lot, but let me enjoy. Oh, anyway, you guys, it's safe to say to learn the portions, I think you can do your research. You can Google more about portion control, and I'm going to insert a picture right here to show you what I mean by portion control, the amount of proteins that you should have, the amount of vitamins, and the amount of carbohydrates in your dinner plate each and every now and then to be able to be on the safe side. So always remember, do not demonize carbohydrates. You need them as much as you need each and every other food in your body. You just have to consume the right ones always. You don't rely on the refined carbohydrates. You can choose to consume potatoes, sweet potatoes. These are root tubers and they're very healthy. They're going to make you feel full for a long time. Try and consider the amount of food groups that you play around with. When it comes to food, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to food, it's what I'm saying. We will never exhaust the content of food because it's very diverse, it's so huge, and I need for you to understand. So I'm really hoping you get to at least try and use three points. These 3 points are everything I use in my day life. And again, when I feel a craving for something, I don't deny myself. If it's a craving, nurse it. Otherwise, it's going to trouble you continuously. That is where most of us again fail terribly. If you are craving a piece of cake, my friend, go to the supermarket, go buy yourself a piece and eat it. Just don't make it a habit. Consume it when it's right and learn to go back to your discipline to like eating healthy. I will leave to acknowledge a friend of mine that has been consistent and has been using all these things that I speak. It's why I know when I do something like this, a video like this, it gives me so much joy because I know if it will only help even one person, it makes me so happy because at least I know my knowledge doesn't go to waste. There's someone that's benefiting from it. So many still keep on reaching out to me like, Elsie, what did you do? How is this possible? I am these 3 points. Forget everything that I've always been saying, don't forget everything that I say is useful. I'm just saying that these 3 points are what I have done to achieve my current body weight. It's what I've been at the same weight for 4 years now. Yes. And I think I am okay with it so long as I don't deviate from that path. And I hope you get to apply from it. So if you guys think that I spoke sense, or if you find this useful, I hope you get to subscribe, leave a like, share, and I hope I will see you soon, because today was a nutrition video. But in case you're new, again, I also love crafting stuff. Yes, my office space, everything is done by my hands. I love DIY. I love lifestyle. We will keep on doing beautiful things together. So hit that button, be a member to always be notified whenever I make something new. So thank you for listening. Have a beautiful evening and a beautiful week ahead. Ciao! Mwah.